What is up? It's your boy Johnny Street Vive, BB Promos to Tell Like It Is. Welcome back to an episode of Chin with me. Today we're gonna hit shoulders, but we're gonna really target the interior part of your delts and the really top part of your chest. So we're basically doing like high incline and some exercises, some movements in here that I haven't shown really before that I think you guys are gonna really enjoy. So make sure you guys follow along very closely and listen to all the tips and cues I'm gonna give you guys. So literally follow this entire workout. You're gonna love it. You're really trying to emphasize this part of your upper body. Anyway, let's get started. 3 sets of each, 10 to 50 reps. We're gonna basically, here's our rep range, but we're gonna basically have, one set, warm ourselves up and really get into like at least 2 hard sets of each. Really probably like one really hard set. So you're looking at maybe like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movements. We're gonna get about 6 to 8 actual hard sets so we can avoid useless volume or junk volume. Anyway, let's get it started. Okay, so just like we normally start, I'm gonna always include our warm-ups in the video so you guys can follow along, so you guys actually see that I'm doing warm-up. So we're gonna, since I've heard a lot of people ask for videos on this, which I've done specifically, but I want you guys to see exactly what I do going through, just warming up for my upper body. So you guys can follow along. Again, we're doing overhead shoulder openers, doing overhead pass first. I'm gonna do about 10 reps of this, basically 5 each side. And then from there, I'm gonna go right into shoulder openers. Again, push my arms away the entire time. And I'm basically doing this until I kind of feel a sensation of like my shoulders being like really warm, like literally warming them up, but not exhausting them.
Let's go.
Okay, so we're gonna do, basically this is overhead press with the Smith machine. This is exactly the normal Smith machine like everybody else has, but it has the attachments here. So don't worry about that, just worry about the fact that it's a Smith machine. Anyway, so we're doing this without the back, so it's gonna give us the same type of movement as doing a standing overhead press, only we're gonna take out the momentum from our hips. That's why we're seated, that's why we're seated. So from here, making sure we're in front, like basically underneath the weight, the bar. Right, adjust yourself. So we're gonna basically start, and we wanna make sure the bar is basically up where it would be if we were, coming out from a front rack position. So this thing's pretty cool where I can kind of get myself up already from here. Now I wanna get myself underneath the weight, just like I was doing overhead press, and we're gonna press, and I'm gonna push, and head's gonna come forward, just basically pushing over shoulders, making sure our shoulders are beside our ears. Overhead press, pushing into our scaps. We're not elevating our shoulders, we're keeping them depressed, and then back down. Same idea from here, up. And that's a good warm up for me, and this only really on about 40 pounds here. I can definitely jump up to my working weight right away. And if I misjudge it, I have another set. So I'm guaranteed to have one actual good working set within this. Again, keep my core tight. We're not hyperextending here. Keep my core tight, so we're still pressing ourselves into the ground, keeping our shoulders depressed when you're pushing and overhead. Okay, so the weight I picked basically brought me to the failing reps within the 10 to 15 rep range, and that was a hard set. So I know the next set I do, if I keep the same weight, is gonna be another hard set. So that'll be 2 hard sets there, I can move on. Okay, so next we have dumbbell lateral raises seated. Basically, we're trying to take out all the momentum from all these lifts. So anytime you do anything kind of seated, you don't have any leg drive, right? I mean, you have a good connection from the ground, but you can't use your hips. We're gonna eliminate that by being seated. Anyway, so we're gonna do a straight set of dumbbell lateral raises. Grab a weight that you can do. Again, we're going 15 to 20 reps. So, right, we just wanna make sure we're doing straight, good quality sets. We're down, keeping yourself nice and upright, and then pulling up and controlling this one, that part there, the up and down, and controlling that. So 20 pounds is good. Could have done about 5 more reps, 100%. So I'm going to go up by just 5 pounds, and they'll kind of kick me down. I want to get kicked down to the minimum and the maximum, always floating in between there. And that's how I know it's a hard set. This set was a good set, not a crazy hard set, but also not a junk set. It's a good set to kind of warm myself up in this actual movement. Then the next set I'll do, 100% is gonna be a hard set. Not a hard set for her, but it was a good one to kind of feel it out. So that'll be called a feeler set. It's not a wasted set. That was a set that was actually like, gives you a good idea of how much you should go up the next set. So both of us are gonna go up. Okay, so at the end of that, I couldn't make it to the 20. So way to make things harder and to ensure an actual hard set. I got to, you could see I was getting to those failing reps around 10. They're starting to get really hard, 15, they get really, really hard. But I still want to make it 20, but I can't get to 20 all the way at full range of motion. So I added in some partials. And again, with the partials, my hands are staying out and I'm pushing away. Almost like if I was sitting in between a door, and I was trying to push the door away like that. Think about doing that. Just actually do a trick. Sit in between the door and push the back of your hands to the door like this for like 10 seconds, walk out and watch your hands just kind of magically raise up. Try that anyway when you're doing this for partials. That's basically your cue for doing partials. Push a door frame away. So now we're getting into machine incline, high incline chest press. So basically getting the highest part of our chest that integrates here with our shoulder too. So we're focusing again on that clavicle head of the chest and the anterior delt also. So from here, having a little incline. Again, if we were on a different incline, we'd be back a little further, about 30 degrees. This is about 45 degrees plus, a little more. So again, just from here, straight reps, 10 to 15 reps. So this will be my feeler set. And then from there, we'll get into a working set. Remember, push yourself into the ground, feet plant on the floor, tight core. From here, pushing in, elbows stack the joints when I'm pressing. I'm underneath the weight, chest up, and press. So definitely easy set. Again, we're moving like from exercise to exercise. You're gonna need a feeler set if the movement is completely different than the movement you just did before. So going from lateral raises into a press, I wanna do a feeler set. If I was going from a press to press to press, I wouldn't really necessarily need it as much. But just from here, I just wanna go through the actual like range of motion and the movement itself before I actually load some more weight on. So a really good point to make here. If you're on a different machine or a bench and you can't touch the floor, get yourself, maybe some risers or whatever there that you can put to keep your feet on so you can actually push from the ground. There's nothing wrong with that, but all machines are made equal for everybody's body type. So Erica being someone shorter, her feet don't touch the ground when it's elevated the way it needs to be for her to do her set. So we got 2 risers there for her feet to be level on the ground so she can push from the ground and have an equal, even push and spine on the way through the press. So that was starting to get hard. Could have definitely done like another like 3-4 more. So I'll say 5 more to be honest. So next set, I'm gonna add another 20 pounds, 10 pounds on each side. And that really pushed me in. And then it's gonna make the rep even harder. So I'm just gonna really focus on even a better tempo on the eccentric and squeeze a lot more on the concentric. So that's why you can make it even harder. You don't have to like add a ton more weight, just add enough weight and then make your actual form that much better. The tighter your form is, the harder the rep's actually gonna be. That's a true hard set, as you can see. Now, if you look at how the workout's been, my 2 pressing movements I've done, this is my first actual hard set on this machine, and I did 2 actual hard sets in the first exercise, the overhead press. So as of right now for my shoulders, just from doing the compound movement in a sense, I'm 3 hard sets in, with I would say 2 hard sets from the dumbbell lateral raises. So that's basically 5 hard sets. Then after this, we're gonna move on to the chest supported flies and reverse delts. So we're hitting them again, and we're hitting the rear delt more. So when you're doing this, like when you're looking at like shoulders and having like junk sets, my rear delts are not at all tired. So that's something you have to really think about too, to not neglect your rear delts, because again, I can't necessarily add in my rear delts as, you know, part of this whole movement and being the junk volume if I added that in, because again, my rear delts are completely fresh. Anyway guys, so since we've already worked on our anterior delts, our pec minor, clavicle head, and then our lateral head of our delts, we're moving on to chest support, dumbbell reverse flies, and supersetting that with chest support front raises. So you guys like front raises, how's that gonna help your rear delts? Well, so again, from my last video, we're doing these. Obviously from here, we're really working that rear delt from here. You can see when I just kind of flex out this way, my rear delt is working because I'm on this angle. And if I do a front raise, I'm still gonna be working that rear delt as well too. These are actually some things you can do for physiotherapy and whatnot when it comes to having healthier shoulders. So you've probably seen people do like W's, V's, and T's and whatnot. And that's actually to target your rear delt and to actually like help warm your shoulders up. So we're adding that into our workout as we do rear delt fly with the dumbbell and then front raise. And then again, we're not gonna keep our fists this way. We're gonna keep ourselves in a pronated position, because the pronation is gonna help target that rear delt that much more. If I go from here, I'm still gonna work a little bit of that rear delt, but more primarily, it's gonna have the more of that shoulder flexion from here because of that neutral grip or position my hands are in this way. So from here, we're gonna get this, and we're gonna make sure when you're doing this, that if you can't get complete overhead this way and your arms are bending like this, then put it out to the side so you can get a good amount of range of motion. We don't wanna finish up to here, we wanna finish here. So we're here, and we're here, right? So we're doing the 15 reps this way, and then we're doing 15 reps this way. And that's gonna be completely hard as hell. I might have to drop down weight for the second part of the movement, so.
You are now listening to 100 Bullets.
Definitely have to drop weight. I would say just even cut it in right half so you can get full range of motion. For this, you don't have to lift a lot of heavy weight. This is more so getting great technique and form and keeping the load. Jesus Christ. That's a hard set. So like you guys had questions about like junk volume. What about supersets or drop sets or whatever? It's within the set, so that's considered your full set. So a superset isn't 2 sets. It's a full set with 2 exercises in it. Same with like a drop set or cluster set or whatever. That's a full set. So this is part of my first working set, both these movements within the superset, and that is effing hard. Couple things, make sure we engage your core so we're not hyperextended like this. And you can see when I was lifting the weights, I was like making the movements, they're distinct range of motion. So it was here and back to here. There wasn't a swing, and especially when we were doing the front, there wasn't a swing back because I would have hit the weights. So you see I was here and down, and down. And that's how you're gonna get the most out of your reps. So again, Erica can't touch the floor, so the big thing we want to make sure is that we have our hips and everything aligned, so we don't have our legs flopping down and trying to touch the ground when we can't, and then having too much stress on our lower back and our back. So she's in a position where she's even here. We've kind of like jimmy rigged this here to get herself up so she can actually push from a linear position. And go ahead. Yeah, and then get your hands in front more. There you go. There you go. You want to go right to overhead, so that's perfect rep. Remember, she's continuing up and then stopping her motion at the bottom. You can see that rear delt working right there. Obviously, the lateral head's working as well too in the front, but because of hand positioning, we're gonna hit that rear delt as well too. Good. If you have a partner with you, have your partner sit where I'm at, exactly where I'm at, and my hands are right by her ears to make sure she gets a full range of motion the entire time. That's it. And when it gets harder, if she can't get all the way up, then we're gonna help her from the bottom, getting the same range of motion, continuing. There you go. Up. Good, 2 more. One more. Good. Okay, so we're doing face pulls and we're gonna do a different one. I don't know where I got this from, so if anyone recognizes this, give them a shout out and pay them homage to this. But I'm pretty sure I saw this, I didn't make it up. But it's a really good way to do face pulls to make sure you get your full range of motion. What we're gonna do is, you can use one rope, but I use two just to get us an easier positioning when we're pulling. Right here, and I'm gonna pull, face pull basically the same way I would normally, but I'm gonna pull all the way back. So everything touches. So this part touches, the back of my arms touch, everything's touching, and that's my range of motion. From there and through and pulling back and squeezing and touching. And your rep isn't done until you come all the way down and touch each time. So we're all the way down, and you can see my elbows are higher than my shoulders a little bit, so we're almost like doing like a touchdown little look, right? Touchdown. Anyway, so again, the rep doesn't finish till we go all the way through. We're gonna protract, then we're gonna retract all the way through, all the way back, and squeeze and touch the ground every single time. And that's your rep range. If you find yourself bouncing at the back, we don't want to pull down and do this stuff. We want to be able to pull and keep tension on that the entire time. That is the goal. If you look at the cable, when you're pulling, we don't want the cable doing this stuff when we're pulling because we're trying to react the weight. I'm definitely gonna go up by just only 10 pounds. That's all I need to go up to make it that much more challenging, but really good workout to do. Takes with the momentum, makes you control the weight, start to finish. So with this, we're doing this. I want to get underneath the weight. I want to ball it here. I want my arms to be already a little bit flexed, so a little bit shoulder flexion from here, and then I'm gonna be in that hammer grip, the neutral position with my fists. So I don't want to go from here and twisting. I'm gonna go right up from here, and I'm gonna pull from that position. Placing my elbows and my hands, like fists, gonna pull at the same time, and all the way back. Those are hard sets. The whole point of trying to avoid jump volume is basically like, think about like how much time you have to recover. The more efficient my workout is, the probably shorter it will be in terms of like being like, it's not gonna be like a 2-hour workout for like a useless long workout. So the faster we can get in and be efficient and the faster we can get out, the longer we have to recover to build muscle, right? So if we're in here just beating the dead horse and we're just damaging muscle more and more and more, it's gonna take a longer time to recover. And like, especially if you feel like joint pain or like whatever. Basically like exhaust the muscle, don't annihilate it, right? So think about that when we're doing sets or when you're doing sets. The whole point of avoiding jump volume is to be able to start recovering quicker without wasting our time in the gym and wasting time. All right guys, that is it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed that workout. And if you do follow this workout as is, post it on Instagram and tag me in it and I'll repost it for you guys. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video guys. If you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. I'm gonna come out and tell like it is transparent, relevant truth. For coachingjoshsheep.com, if you wanna know about my coaching, you wanna know about anything, supplementation, nutrition, mental health, whatever it is, you just want to chit chat, 15 to 30 minutes, and then the consult, I deduct the consult off any package that you pick. Also guys, hit those promo codes, discount codes in the description below, help save your life or change your life for the better. Also guys, make sure you guys add me on Instagram and TikTok, send me your progress pics, your training clips, and your video clips, and I will repost it for you because you know how it is. Iron Sharp Design, because of load your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.